Somebody put something in my drink. Somebody. Another night out on the street, stopping for my usual seat. A bartender plays Tangerine tonic's my favorite drink. I don't like anything colored or pink. That just stinks. It's not for me. Somebody put something. Somebody put something in my drink. Somebody put something. Somebody put something. Blood vision and dirty thoughts. Feeling offensive. Very distraught. There's something coming on. Yeah, I kick the jukebox. Stay on the floor. Drink, drink, drink. Drink some more. I can't breathe. Hey, what's in that drink? Somebody put something. Somebody put something in my drink. Somebody put something. Somebody put something in my drink. Somebody put something. Somebody put something in my drink. Somebody put something in my drink. In my drink. In my drink. In my drink. So you think it's funny, a college break, going insane from something you drink, feel a little dry. Yeah, I couldn't care what you think of me, 'cause somebody put something in my drink. I can't think. Hey, what's in that drink? Feels like somebody put something. Somebody put something in my drink. Somebody put something. Somebody put something in my drink. Somebody put something. Somebody put something in my drink. Somebody in my drink. 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 Somebody put something. Somebody put something in my drink. Somebody put something. Somebody put something in my drink. Somebody.
Hey man, this is Richie Ramone, and you're listening to the Slieone Show right here. Peace out.
All right. So let's go ahead and start, Rich. Basically, can you tell me about life before the Ramones? Like, I know, is it like hard times? Not to say it got better once the Ramones came in your life, but you know what I mean. Like, what was your day to day, and what were you doing, to make a buck?
Let's see. My life. Well, that's when I was playing. I started playing at a very young age, and it was kind of easier for me. My father had a big landscaping business, so as a kid, I could always make money. I didn't have to work at McDonald's. And then my brother, who was 5 years older than me, he already had a band, and he was playing out, and I'd start playing out live like at 12 years old, and we'd make money doing that, like, weddings and shit. So that's what I did. You do that, and then, then I got into other bands, and then eventually leads to original music, and you start doing that, and, it became a hard grind, but, when you're a kid, it doesn't really matter,
Yeah, if you don't have any...
You just keep going around, and then, you just keep pushing forward.
Yep. When you're a kid, you don't have many responsibilities, so you're just living life, man.
No,
Yep.
you know,
All right, Richie.
you know,
Here's a question I'm sure you heard a million times, man. How did you get involved with the band? We're talking about the Ramones. Like, how did you come to meet them? You know, how did you pull the lucky straw out of the bunch to become the drummer? I mean, was it fate or was it luck?
it's always, right place at the right time. And I was in Brooklyn hanging out at the church house. They had a big house in the recording studio. We'd always go there like every day, hang out, and one of the roadies came in and said, and we were hanging, and then he had to go to the Ramones. He said they were auditioning drummers, so I just said to him, tell him, give me a call, and blah blah blah. And then the road manager Monty Melman called me, and I went down, and the rest is history. Really.
Yeah, man.
That was just being there and seeing Matt and putting a word in, otherwise, I'd have been another week or I was away that week, they would have had somebody.
You didn't, right? You didn't roll out of bed that day? Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's awesome, though, man.
So,
I've, before I did this interview, I was, looking around online. I've seen a couple of the interviews you were doing, and, people ask you pretty much the monotonous same questions. I'm looking, next question is like, I'm looking for a funny story, like a wild story, crazy moment that stuck in your mind, like when you were on the road or in the studio with the band, with the Ramones.
but the funniest story I told a bunch of times, the one we got pulled over by the cops. I don't know if you heard that one.
I did, but it's a great one. I'm sure, you can tell it if you want.
I always go back to that because that was, really funny. And it's cool, the police, police are kind of into the Ramones, kind of weird, but they are. And they always cut us slack. But when we got pulled over in New Jersey,
That's crazy.
the van stunk and everything, and they made us all get out and empty our pockets on the hood of the police car. And it was really funny because it was winter time, and Joey always wore a real big one of those down parkers.
Like a parka, yeah.
Yeah, but it was wrong. It came to his knees, and the pockets were big on that, and he kept pulling shit out of his pockets. He filled the whole hood of the police car, and it was still coming out. I mean, there was like a half-eaten bagel and, makeup and weird stuff that he used, and his Sudafed pills, and it just kept coming, and I'm telling you, it was just too funny. So the cop said, okay, that's enough, because he looked at me through his rose-colored glasses, like with that little smirk. Did I keep going? And, I mean, he was there like 20 minutes at his pockets. It was very funny, I mean, there's tons of moments, but that's the one that really sticks out of my mind.
I bet it does. Just like him, he's probably got a smile on his face, just keeps pulling out item after item. Probably got some Holiday Inn soap in there, everything.
Everything. I couldn't believe it. Yeah, Holiday Inn soap.
All right.
Tissues, he always had tissues and used tissues.
Ugh.
He would come out, blowing all over. We were on the highway, on the side of the highway.
You said that happened in New Jersey. I mean, I've had some.
Yeah, New Jersey Turnpike, I think.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, those state cops, they're pricks sometimes, but it looks like you got a break there.
Yeah, it was cool. So.
Okay, hey, moving on, man. Everyone knows, or at least I do, you wrote Somebody Put Something in My Drink, and that went on the Ramones Mania compilation album, the only album to go gold, of course. Please tell us about the song, how you came about it, what was the inspiration, and other songs you wrote,
Drink was an inspiration. It was funny because, when I told Dee the story, he said, oh, you should write that song, and that's what made me write it. How we used to, as kids, go to the nightclubs, and people would get up and dance, and we'd walk over and steal the drinks. So, didn't matter what you were drinking, everybody just left the drink on the table, and that's how we drank it free.
Oh, yeah.
So, one night got fucked up, it had something in it, So, that's how that came, and, So he said we should write that song. The lyrical content, you can't, it's twisted a little. I'm not going to tell that exact story, but it's about going out, going to the bar, and, somebody put something in your drink.
Right. I've had experiences like that where you wake up and you're clueless, and then, when I write, my songs for my band, I write from day to day experiences from my life. It's, it's great stuff, man. And it's a great song, Richie.
That's where all the great lyrics come from, It's all, listen to country music, country music's pretty much the same song over and over. It's just the lyrics change.
Yeah. Every now and then there's a diamond.
Telling their story, It's telling the story of simple life and going fishing. I heard some country song the other day. I don't know, his wife wanted a painting and he wanted like a fishing pole, and she took him to like the museum to look at paintings, and he wanted a boat or something, It's like, it's all about, very simple stuff, the country music. Very, very simple, and love stories,
Yep, and heartbreak and love, man.
Do that. They want to hear the words.
That's great, Richie. So this next question now, I sent them to you. I mean, I'm sure this is one you probably don't like to talk about. From what I know, Rich, it's you left the band over like financial needs, money. I guess what I find on the internet and people told me it's because Johnny and you, something over T-shirt sales, and then whatever happened in that situation. I guess you left the band or whatever happened. I mean,
it wasn't financial needs or.
I mean, everyone has to make a living.
That was never going to happen. These things are, after being, in the band for that amount, 4 or 5 years, and I'm not, participating in any of the merchandise with my name scrawled all over it and my image scrawled all over it.
Hey, you should have got a piece. I mean, I'm with you, man.
It's time to get a cut. It's time to, well, if you get $1, I should get 50 cents or whatever the fuck, I mean, it's just time, to do that. I mean, you just can't, use my shit all over.
Well, you should have got a taste, Rich.
And Joey and Dee Dee were all fine with it, and Johnny wouldn't allow it, and that's how it came. And back in those days, T-shirts, merchandise were a hot commodity. It still is now, but
heck yeah,
fans wouldn't ruin one in one night. It would be totally ripped. They'd have to get another one. So there were tons of shirts sold.
Well, let me ask you a question. I mean, do you regret like bringing it up, or
No, I don't regret bringing it up. I quit after that. I mean, do I regret quitting? I mean, you look back and say, yeah, if I stayed, I could have probably wrote a few more songs, like somebody puts on in my drink and blah blah blah. And you're still a kid, and you're like, fuck it, So. You really can't look backwards. Was it the smartest move? Maybe not, maybe not at all. But,
I mean,
I'm sure I know Marky Ramone thanks me. I gave him
yes, he does, man. I've talked with CJ, and I tried to contact Marky. Marky won't. He doesn't respond back. And, I've heard a lot of stories about Mark. I mean, so, I don't try to say bad things about people, but Mark's Mark. Fuck him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you got, it seems like.
With me quitting and him coming back, he's been able to,
make a living.
Have a whole career for himself.
Yeah, he's.
I mean, if I stayed to the end, he was done. So I should get flowers once a month from him, but he doesn't send them. And, so, yeah, you look back, maybe it was a wrong decision, then became a lot of bad blood between everybody, and it was really horrible for years and years. But, all the stuff that was in print, but the fans get it now.
Yeah.
They understand where I'm from, and,
I mean, it's like Joey said, man. Joey said you were the greatest thing to happen to the band. You put the spirit back in the band. If someone puts a quote out there like that, I mean, you are a hell of a drummer, Richie. You know, I would have liked to seen you play a little longer. I would love to seen you play with the Ramones a little longer, but you seem to have a good career. I mean, you did an orchestra. You're not going to do this thing. You know, I'm sure you don't have to
Yeah,
go.
I'm still doing that. You know, after that, I got some bands out here in LA. I moved to LA right after I left the band, like Thanksgiving time, '87, and did a bunch of stuff, and then I just stopped. You know, I needed a rest. I stopped for a long time.
That was
Maybe
my.
10, 12 years. I didn't do nothing.
That's the next question, Rich.
You know,
Basically, what was your life like after it?
nothing. You know, the music thing after that band, I needed a rest. But you know, it was really hard forming another band. You know, got kind of spoiled in the Ramones, and so I remember the first show I did in LA. And you know, you bring your own snare drum. I couldn't even like carry it across the street. You know, I didn't even know how to set up the drums anymore. You know, so you know, it felt weird, but
Wow, man, that must be.
so I just stopped, and then you know, after a while, there's something inside you that's burning, and I couldn't figure it out, and it was that I needed to play drums again. I needed to, you know, write music, and you know, get all that out of my system. It just built up for so long, and it's going really well. You know, I mean, I thought when you're 30 years old, you're finished. You know, you're too old to be in rock and roll, but it's not the case anymore.
No, it isn't.
It just, you know, goes on forever. You know, so why not? And I'm playing better than ever, so I'm very excited about what we can do.
I mean, like, my friend Joe Queer, you know, I'm sure you know the Queers. Joe loved the Ramones, and you know, he never said a bad word about any of you guys. That's what I mean. Like, he's getting up there in age, and he is still touring and touring and touring, and there's money. I mean, he does it because he loves it. I mean, so it's great. I love punk rock, but man, there's so many assholes in the scene. It sucks sometimes.
Yeah, but there's assholes in every business.
Yeah, definitely.
You know,
Okay, are you still there, Rich? Okay, hey, we should talk about the what's that? Suit for Drums Orchestra. How did that come about? I mean, how'd you put that together? Was that something someone asked you to do, or did you say, "Man, I'm going to do this"?
No, well, there's a story on that. So it was around 2005, 2004, after my long rest, and I was figuring out I had to come back. I wanted to reinvent some stuff. You know, I wanted to reinvent myself, and I remember the first show. Let's see. So I wanted to, you know, do an orchestra thing. I thought that would be cool, but not like play in the orchestra snare drum, which I did as a kid, where you count 600 bars and then you make a roll on the drum. You know,
Right.
I mean, that's really boring. And I remember, you know, Buddy Rich had this West Side Story piece with his big band. He did like 3 or 4 songs medley. So I said, well, man, just to work with an orchestra, I put together 10 songs and, you know, arrange some stuff with another guy who played piano. And that's how it came about. You know, I wanted to like put a little showcase piece out there, and I went to Rachel Warby, W-O-R-B-Y, from the Pasadena Pops, and I took her the idea, and she said, well, if you put it together, we'll do that, you know, and that's how it came about. I went about, after we wrote it, I went down to her again about 6 months later, bought some rolling drum kit with the speakers, you know, the electronic kit, set it up in her loft. There was some people there that played with the piano, playing the whole piece.
Huh.
People, they went nuts, and they took up their laptops and booked me 3 nights.
That's great, man.
So, and that's how that came, and I love that. Right now I'm doing this rock thing because I feel I want to do that now, and I owe it to the kids going back down to South America and all that stuff.
Man, you'll pack the house over there, man.
Yeah, but I will do the orchestra thing again because it's like, it's the ultimate for a drummer. Driving a 90-piece orchestra is pretty insane.
Yeah, real quick. I mean,
write another piece and build repertoire, and I really enjoy it. It's a whole new world. It's not rock and roll. It's the orchestra world, completely new world.
Well, it's music. I mean,
Roll in, you send them the music, you send them, they look it over. You go do one rehearsal, and boom, you're on the stage the next night. It's killer.
that's what I mean. You're a
Trips.
drummer, a musician, and you are a multitasker. You got a lot of talent, Richie. You need to apply it and give it to the world, man. We only live one time, buddy.
Right.
And I'm not your dad, buddy. It's my next question is tell us how you felt to be a part of the Lifetime Achievement Award and to be able to speak from the heart at the Grammys.
Oh, at the Grammys? Well,
Was there any like
I went there with Joey's brother, Mickey Lee, and he said, "Come and sit in the front row, and when we go up, why don't you just come up and say a few words?" And so that's basically what happened. I had a few things in my head that I wanted to say about Joe, and really, that's all. That's really how it happened, and it came off really good. It was very sincere. A lot of people liked the speech, so.
it's real. I liked it. It's nice. It's a good thing. I like it. I like how you have it on your website. When you go there, it just starts playing. It's nice.
Yeah.
Yep. Everyone knows, you kind of helped get Joey out of his shell. There's a lot of stories out there. You took him bowling. You took him swimming.
Right. Well, you did a lot of reading, huh?
Yes, I did. Well, I am a fan of the Ramones, buddy. I love you guys, and anyone who was a part of it.
It wasn't that Joey was in a shell. It was just that he really just couldn't leave the house because he'd get bugged all the time in the East Village. As soon as he walked outside, so.
You guys should have moved him to a different town.
So, I drove a car. I could, I'd pick him up, or we'd rent a car and we'd go to New Jersey and shit like that, go over to my brother's house in New Jersey. So he was able to go out with me in a different way, than just going by himself. It was too difficult for him to be on his own.
Yeah. It's give and takes when you're popular, famous. Sometimes you just want to be left alone. Sometimes, you know what I mean.
Right. No, and he enjoyed it. Funny thing is, I taught, on the tour bus, I taught them how to play poker. Joey and Dee, and Joey would just bluff all the time, and I was like breaking it in. I was into his per diem like a month out, and the road man just said, "That's it, you can't play no more."
You're eating good room service on those tours.
Yeah, here's $100, and he'd be bluffing. I mean, we were exchanging a lot of money. But, they never did that before. You know what I'm saying? It's just some little, I'm a kid from New Jersey. You know what I'm saying? Me, Bon Jovi, and we just roll that way, and
Yeah, it's
some different things, away from rock and roll. That's basically what it was.
Joey seemed like a good guy. I mean, I'd never met him or talked to him. From what I saw, everything. He just seemed a little socially awkward, and I know about his issues and stuff.
Right.
And hell, what was it? I was listening to what was it? It was Howard Stern. If you go to YouTube, whatever it is, and boy, that Howard Stern, he's a piece of work. He would get him fighting. Joey and Marky, he would get him fucking fighting. Hey, you got OCD. Yeah, you wear a wig. Is this why you woke me up, Joey said? I mean, that's crazy. Oh, Richie. Okay, man. Well, I'd like to talk about, what's going on here now, present day. What do you think of the pop punk scene today, man? I mean, are you into the pop punk scene? And who, if anyone, stands out to you in your eyes, man?
I don't know if the new bands, I don't know how much of a scene there is, unless I'm just not, See, my thing about punk rock is it was, the 70s and the early 80s. I mean, it was a lifestyle, so, it was just the way you lived, I mean, now it just seems a little corporate and,
Well,
playing the game of a punk rocker than really being one.
I agree with you. 80% of those kids out there are fucking pussy sellout.
You can put the clothes on and do all the things, and then,
Thank you.
It's not that time. I don't know.
Make sure you listen to this, people.
And the Ramones, the music is kind of timeless, it wasn't that, half-beat punk rock, the different beat, they're more simple chorded and, melodic compared to the other stuff. So,
Hey, you did teach him how to play minor.
One big favorite of what's going on,
Yeah, I mean,
What'd
there's.
you say?
When you were talking about how the Ramones and the chords were basic, and now I was saying, well, you did teach him how to play minor, right?
Yeah. Well, I thought Johnny,
Yeah, I'm sure I pissed him off.
Well, he just didn't understand it, and then, then he did. So, yeah, we would have fights over that all the time, but, it did work out. I mean, there's nothing wrong with a minor chord. Come on.
No, that's. I can't believe the Ramones made it as long as they did with all the conflict, drama within the band, personal life issues. It's crazy. It's great.
Yeah. Well, they just we kind of, stayed separate pretty much. That's why they just kept one on. As far as the tip with John and Joey, they never really saw each other just in the band and at the gig, and that was it.
That's crazy.
So, I mean, you can do that, and have meetings, you had to see each other, but it wasn't. And that rehearsal, maybe, but we would book 3 hours rehearsal and just go in there for like 25 minutes and go home.
Right on.
We didn't really rehearse much, but we played all the time.
Yeah.
Every time we rehearsed would be like when we're going to put a few new songs in the set, but the new records.
Hey, why don't you tell us?
It lasted a long time.
It did. I mean, kudos to them. I mean, it did a long goddamn time. And, phew. Okay.
There's not many bands that keep all the members,
No.
I mean, there are bands who have like original members, like Aerosmith, shit like that. They hang in there a long time,
Right.
So it does happen, and
Hey, did you happen? Here's a weird question. Did you happen to listen to the Iggy Pop Metallica album?
No.
Yeah. Well,
I
don't.
heard some songs Metallica did. They covered the Ramones.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They definitely covered the Ramones. Well, Iggy Pop and them got together and did a new album. They just put it out. It's horrible. That's my opinion.
Iggy Pop and Metallica?
Yeah, Iggy is singing and Metallica's doing her thing, man, and they're just God love them. God love them. Check it out, man, if you have a couple free minutes sometime.
Okay.
It just got released.
Yeah, well.
Hey, tell me about this show coming up in London. It is in London, right? And it's on November 29th?
Yeah. Well, here's how that all came about. I'm going to Ireland next Tuesday to record with the Gobshites. They're a punk Irish band out of Boston. And they're big Ramones fans and they're big Pogues fans. And those are the two main influences. So we've been talking for a long time, and we decided, well, why don't we cut the record in, Ireland, which is really cool. We're going to Dublin. And we're going to be in the studio next week doing that. And I'm going to play, and the bass player is Kate O'Riordan. Cat. I keep saying Kate, but Cat O'Riordan from the original Pogues,
Oh, okay.
So that's going to have a good history on there. They're two favorite bands on the record. So
like, who's your backing?
I'm there. I'm already there, so why don't I just go across the water to London and do a show?
Hell yeah.
So I had it, this all came about like a couple weeks ago, so I talked to one of my friends over there, and he said, well, there's this great old girl band, the Ramones, because you got to find someone who knows some Ramone songs.
Oh, yeah.
And so I contacted Kate, the drummer, and she was all excited, and she's been putting it together, and they put it together. So they're going to play like, 9 or 10 songs, and I'm going to come on, sing, and play songs, and have a good show. I haven't been to London in 25 years, so it should be very exciting.
I bet you will. I bet it's changed, man.
Yeah.
Hey,
and then after that, I'm going, I guess December 31st, this artist Tommy Mills and the Jay Amenity he contacted me about 2 months ago, and you know, it was the first material that I really wanted to play, so I'm gonna go on tour with him, and it's a power trio. And it's like 60s music meets 90s and garage.
Hey, Richie.
Some, you know, 80s drone, yeah.
Hey, can you? Sorry to interrupt you. I want you to keep telling me this. Can you give me the name of the gentleman you're going to be playing this show with?
Tommy Mills, the thing?
Yeah, Tommy Mills or something like that.
Yeah, it's called Tommy Mills and the Jade Amenity.
There we go.
If you go to my website, top left, you can get the exact spelling.
There you go, guys. Okay, so
You know, he's like, you know, Tommy's been playing it like, I think he's only like in his 20s now, but he's been playing out since he was a baby, so he's one of those child prodigies. It's just, I really like the material, so I'm going to go out on the road for a while here on the States, and then we'll see what happens in Europe.
well, that's great, man.
You know, in the meantime, I'm still working, you know, on while I finish up this EP I'm doing, and I want to put my own band together, and you know,
Yeah,
get out there on tour. But you know, it's hard finding, you know, the right musicians for me, you know, not in particular, and they just have to be cool. You know what I'm saying?
So you're doing. So let me ask you. You're like doing like you said an EP. Are you doing like all original new songs?
No, I'm gonna do, you know, probably 4 or 5. I'm gonna redo what I wrote with the Ramones. You know,
Right.
Drink I've already done, and Humankind and that shit. So I'm gonna redo those with me singing.
Well, you were. I like how you sing that song, man.
I've got some demos now that sound really awesome. And so I need to incorporate that, throw a couple Ramones classics in, and then new material on top of that. I just not gonna go out there and play Ramones songs like, you know, Marky and CJ do as the whole set, because it's too I don't know, it's too hard, you know, it's too hard without Joey and Dee Dee there.
You would think it'd bring back feelings.
But the kids are going to expect some material, so that's why I have to do some, you know.
I mean,
and work in my new stuff into the show, you know.
well, you
I'll
definitely.
get pissed if I don't play
I definitely liked like how you sing, like your voice. You know, it's like how I get. It sounds, you know, graspy, like you're mean, you're evil. I like it. It's not like your ordinary fucking singer. You know what I'm saying? I watched a couple videos of you singing. You know, somebody put something in my drink, and it's just like how you started off. It's just like, is he being a dick? Is he being serious? Does he want to be there? But then you get into it, and you were just playing the act, playing the show. It's great. I hope you put an EP out. If you do, definitely have someone drop me an email here at the email you have for me.
Yeah, I want to just do like 5 songs, get it on Amazon, and just digitally, you know.
Right, man. That's where everyone's going now.
Press a single on 7-inch red vinyl, sell that at shows with like a code.
Exactly.
Download it from Amazon, so they can hang something on your wall, autographed, and then you can put the songs in your MP3.
Yeah, that's the way to do it now. Only get hard copies and shirts made if you're going on the road or doing shows.
Yeah, so you can hold something,
Yeah.
I mean, that's
So
worth buying, So just do a limited edition and put that out there. So, because I'm getting so much feedback from all over the world. Facebook has been amazing,
it helped me, and I'm a nobody, man. So I can't imagine what it would do for you.
Yeah, it's an amazing tool. It's
Yeah.
a way to do it now. It's not like any record labels are around anymore. There's a couple, but they're just catering to the pop acts. I mean, everybody's just doing it themselves now. And
Yeah.
it's just,
Well, the police
that's what
coming
it is
for
right
you.
now.
Cops gonna break down your door, Richie. Fucking with you. Hey, well, you said labels and stuff. You should check out. I mean, there are some great punk labels out there. There's a one called Asian Man Records. You should check it out. A lot of good underground punk bands. Not your Warped Tour bullshit, like real punk bands. Asian Man's a good label. Hey, my final question.
There's some good labels, but it's not like the old days where they say here's $100,000.
Yeah.
To make a record.
Oh no, definitely not.
What you need now, if you're going to print a CD, you just need great distribution. I mean, people are cutting, the records in their backyard. You know what I'm saying? The studios are closing like crazy. And you gonna do? You gotta change your thinking a little bit. You can do a lot of self-promotion on your own now.
Oh yeah.
You know, and but having a good distributor, if you do have if you are making a CD, that's key. But the labels aren't costing enough money, or I mean, they used to give you like a 3-record deal, you know, nurture you for a while and all that. You know, that's not happening really anymore.
No. Well,
maybe they'll pay for your studio time to make it, but you know, they'll give you like $5,000 to go somewhere and make a whole record.
I can make two with that. Hey,
I mean, I have my own full-blown studio, doghouse studios right in my yard, so
nice.
I can do anything I want there.
Okay, well, we don't want to keep too much of your time here. Like the last question is, you pretty much, already gave us the answer, but it's, will we see Richie Ramone in 2012? Show dates, tour dates, and, you did say yes,
Yeah, check their website, www.richieramone.com. There should be tour dates coming up soon, but 2012 is looking a very busy year for me, so I'm very excited. I'll be playing, I'll probably do some shows with the Dark Side. I'll be with Tommy Mills,
That's cool.
There's another band happening that I'm talking to now, and so there's, I'm going to be out there.
It is going to be an exciting year. It's going to be an ecstatic year. It's going to be wonderful. We'd like to thank Richie Ramone for talking to us from L.A.
We love Richie.
This is Slieone and the Slieone Show. Richie just sent me an email, ladies and gentlemen, and we have 2 songs. Before the interview,
thanks,
you heard
Richie.
somebody
You're
put
awesome,
something in
dude.
my drink
Richie.
with Richie Ramone singing it. That's newly recorded with Richie Ramone. Oh, now, we have another one for you, kiddies. We have another one. This one is called I Know Better Now. I do. Wrote by Richie Ramone. Listen to it here first on PRP Radio, The Slieone Show. Take it Thanks, Richie. Keep doing what you do. We love you. Turn it up, you schmucks.
And now